All right, good morning, everyone. Looks like our recording has started, so we will go ahead and begin the meeting right on time at 9:30. I will thank you all for coming out, and I'm going to turn it over to Shalimar.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Commissioner Shalimar Thomas, I apologize.
That's all right. Thank you, Kia, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Philadelphia Commission of Human Relations public session taking place today, March 17th, 2023. Can we start the meeting with the approval of the meeting minutes? Sorry. Any corrections to note?
Corrections have been made and passed on to Monica.
Thank you. All right, noting that corrections have been made, I move that we accept the minutes and they are recorded. They are submitted into the records. And I don't think we need to motion for anything, even though it's been any corrections. Commissioner Albert, is that correct? Okay, thank you. Next up are the cases recommended for closing. I will ask for recusals after I read the cases. All right, the cases recommended for closing for the month of March 2023 are as follows. Under employment, we have James Tucker versus City of Philadelphia. Alexandra M. Jesus versus City of Philadelphia. Karen Keeneth versus the Union League of Philadelphia. Tony R. Wood versus the Hertz Corporation. Alexandra M. Jesus versus City of Philadelphia. Sydney J. Brody versus Child Care Services. Jamie Pamela V. Fletcher versus Penn Medicine. Richard Camo versus.
Did you want recusals as you read them, or you want to wait?
Oh, I'll ask for recusals once I'm finished reading
okay.
The cases. Thank you, Commissioner. Richard Camo versus Tutored by Teachers. Zymir Crawford versus Packaging Coordinators Incorporated, doing business as PCI Pharma Services. Alistair Gordon versus Medical Products Laboratories Incorporated. Under housing, we have Holden K. Blanco versus Counter Management LLC. And under public accommodations, we have Christopher Milton versus City of Philadelphia. And under ban the box, we have Pamela Key versus Lincoln University. And Zymir Crawford versus Packaging Coordinators Incorporated, doing business as PCI Pharma Services. Any recusals? Commissioner Austin?
Employment case number 7, Fletcher versus Penn Medicine.
Thank you. Recusal has been noted.
Thank you.
Any other recusals? All right, recusals have been noted. Can I have a motion to accept the cases? I see the motion made by Commissioner Albert. Can I have a second? I saw Commissioner Kareem Thomas' hand go up. I also saw you too, Dwight. Can I have a motion? I'm sorry, all in favor? Thank you. Cases for the month of March have been accepted, and I would like to turn the meeting over to Kia, the Executive Director, for her Executive Director's report.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. I have a few updates for this reporting period, so I will start with the legislative update. I will be testifying on Monday for City Council's Committee on Housing, Neighborhood Development, and the Homeless regarding ways to strengthen protections for source of income discrimination under the Fair Practices Ordinance. In terms of compliance, I want to send a huge kudos and congratulations to Deputy Director Pamela Gwaltney, Attorney Karen Foreman, our supervisors who are on the meeting today, as well as all of our investigators, because we were able to secure over $160,000 for our complainants alleging discrimination this month. And that is no small feat, because they investigate these cases sometimes for over a year, and most times over a year. So they are very diligent in ensuring that our complainants see justice. So next, I want to move on to community engagement, prevention, and education highlights. On March 4th, our community relations team participated in an annual Block Captains Rally at the Pennsylvania Convention Center, providing education and information about PCHR services. On March 15th, Deputy Director Randy Duque participated alongside police department and fire department representatives on a panel for public safety stakeholders at the highest Pennsylvania conference for refugee and resettlement agencies. HR Representative Carlos Aviles Marcano conducted a training for staff at the office of State Representative Jose Giral regarding PCHR and fair housing services. In terms of conflict responses, HR Representative David Oliver coordinated with the 22nd Police District after 2 back-to-back shootings involving school-age victims, which occurred within a 24-hour period. One of the shootings, as you may know, included 6 victims. And so our office is part of the city's rapid response and ensuring that any school conflict that might be brewing is addressed. So we are working on that. HR Representative Abigail Sue is working in partnership with several organizations and the School District Office of School Safety in response to ongoing tensions between students of 3 racial and ethnic groups at an area high school in the Northeast. Deputy Director Randy Duque is working with the ADL and the Department of Justice Community Relations Department to address growing racial tensions at a private high school in Philadelphia. Deputy Director Randy Duque is also in contact with the police department and the DA's office to monitor updates regarding vandalism of a masjid mosque. And then finally, HR Representative Boonrat Mat is working with Bartram Gardens and a nearby Cambodian Buddhist temple to resolve concerns over adjoining land usage. In terms of noteworthy events for this reporting period, on February 22nd, I coordinated a meeting with the National Bar Association Women Lawyers Division to host the Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw, former Chief Public Defender Keir Bradford Gray, and the Honorable Judge Stephanie Sawyer to discuss equitable policing and sentencing. And also on February 22nd, Deputy Director Randy Duque gave remarks at City Hall for the American Jewish Committee's press conference on the release of their report on the impact of anti-Semitism in America. And finally, on March 15th, I participated in a lunch and learn event at Parkway High School discussing the importance of being an upstander and breaking down barriers to inclusion. For the next upcoming events for the next reporting period, on March 30th, I will be co-presenting with the Office of LGBTQ Affairs and providing our training on Discrimination 101, as well as guidance for employers to support employees who are transitioning. This will occur via Zoom at 9:30. So details have been sent out through the city's media blasts, and they will also, additional details will also follow. On March 31st, I will also be speaking at the flag raising ceremony for Trans Day of Visibility, which will occur at City Hall. And then finally, on April 20th, our office, as well as the Mayor's Commission on Faith-Based and Interfaith Affairs, will be co-sponsoring an interfaith iftar with Peace Islands Institute. And the theme of the iftar is Breaking Fast, Confronting Hate, and that will be held at City Hall as well. For this reporting cycle, we received 8 confirmed incidents of hate. The hate incidents centered on religious, racial, and anti-LGBTQ and anti-trans hate. In summary, there was 1 anti-Semitic hate incident reported where an offender was throwing eggs at a community resident from the balcony of their university dorm while yelling anti-Semitic slurs. And then in terms of our racial and ethnic incidents, most of them centered on anti-Blackness, and there was 1 anti-white and 1 anti-AAPI. So I'll go through those. As some of you already know, there was a viral incident of teens in blackface yelling anti-Black slurs to another teen. There was also anti-Black graffiti found in a high school bathroom. There was a man who threatened a woman, calling her anti-Black racial slurs after a dispute over a parking incident. There was also a male who called a Black male the N-word during a fight related to a minor car accident. We had a report of a man who was on a bike telling an Asian resident that they don't belong here, they're not welcome here, and to 2 other people of color. And then finally, there was a high school administrator who received threats and a harassing phone call, yelling anti-white slurs at her. And then finally, there was an LGBTQ anti-trans incident reported where a woman assaulted her own son, calling him anti-gay and anti-trans slurs during a verbal argument over household chores. In all of those incidents, we are working with the victims. We're working with police in some instances and community partners to ensure that our victims are supported and that we're monitoring the situation. So with that, that will conclude my report. And I will ask if there are any questions. Okay. All right. And with that, I will turn it back over to you, Commissioner Shalimar Thomas.
Thank you, Kia, for that thorough report and for the work that you and your team continues to do. It's much appreciated. So where am I? Okay. Our next meeting will take place in April. Next meetings will take place in April. The executive session is scheduled to take place April 14th. The public session will be held on April 21st, 2023. Readers for the month of April are Commissioners Kareem Thomas, Commissioner Albert, Commissioner Austin, and Commissioner Loren. With that, can I have a motion to adjourn? Thank you. I see it. I see Commissioner Ho made the first, and I'll take Commissioner Alberts as the second. All in favor? Thank you. With that, the meeting is adjourned, and have a great weekend, everybody.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy.
Good weekend, everyone.
Happy St. Patrick's
Enjoy
Day.
enjoy today's beautiful